Just be careful on that one there.
It's the...
Your index finger is going to go onto the 2nd fret, and you're going to not use the middle finger at that point.
Right. Can you see my hands? I mean,
I
can we
can't
move
see
the
your hands
computer?
now.
Okay. I don't...
It's all good. I can hear it.
I'll put it down. Okay. Because I don't want to have to just get away from the wall.
Yeah, it's okay. I can hear what you're playing, so it's no big deal.
Okay.
Let's try it one more time from the B minor.
Okay. Oh, okay. What the heck?
It's not sounding quite right there.
Oh no, I did it backwards.
There we go. March. Now you take your index finger and put that on the 2nd, or yeah, the 2nd fret, and you lift up the middle finger.
Okay.
Wasn't quite right there. The 2nd fret of the 2nd string.
Oh. So it goes 1st finger, 1st string. I'm sorry, 2nd fret, 1st string. Then the 3rd. Why not do?
So here it is. We've got you get this one correct, right? 4 4 3 2, which is good. You did this one correct. You just lift up the finger. You're good. But now here you got to move this to the 2nd fret.
Okay, so okay.
4 4 2 0. There you go.
Okay.
And then just back to normal there.
Okay.
Nice. All right. Let's try that one more time.
Okay.
Nice. Keep in mind the last one only stops after 4.
Yeah.
That's very good. All right, now we're back at the D major chord.
Oops.
Very good. All right, man. So do you want to try playing it along with the music?
Sure.
Nice. All right, dude. That was really, really good, and I can't wait to get into the theory stuff. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
One more try there.
Yep.
So I think that this the A is going to start on the 5th string. The A.
Was it? So I do 5 strings?
Nope.
Oh, E, A, D. Oh, no.
Yeah. Because why the A string? Why would the A chord start on the A string?
Because it's A.
Exactly. And the C starts on the C note. It's still the A string, but it's actually the C note. The D starts on the D note. The F, okay, well, these ones, let's not worry too much about that. But the first 3, the rule does apply.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Let's try that one more time there. So it's not working too well. Let's try this again. You want to do it without the music first?
I think it's the 2nd. So it's second string, 3rd fret for the last one, right?
So here we go. The regular A minor chord. It's a 1-2-2, right?
So but the third part is like that.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
2-2-3, I guess at that point, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to try this again without the music, just real quick?
Sure.
Did you play the first string there?
No, I played second string.
And you had a pinky on the 3rd fret?
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds terrible, but it's there. And then
Okay. All right. Let's try it again with the music. You got it, man. See, we're starting on the wrong string here. It just doesn't match the sound.
we don't start on the fourth.
We start on the 5th string.
Oh, that's why.
Remember, that's the A string.
So we do 5 strings.
4 strings.
Oh.
You're playing the 1st string there.
Oh, shit. Okay.
There
Yeah.
we go. All right,
Okay.
we got this, man. It was just the picking that was off. I got you. Let's try one more time.
But it stays in the 5th. Okay. I'm so confused today. So it stays in the 5th all throughout the A?
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
A.
all right.
That's the A string, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You're fine. That was the only one that you had a little bit of an issue on. The other ones are fine.
Yeah.
We don't play the 1st string yet.
Okay.
Nice. Very good. Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Because that was
I do
that
it.
was good.
It was okay.
Yeah. So, if you want to try again, maybe we could do it a little bit slower, maybe at 0.85. That'll just help you with the, some of those transitions that are a little more difficult.
Sure.
The pattern's always the same on the picking. It's going to be 4 strings, and you just come up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then it just, which one do you start on?
It's the 5th for the first 2, and then the rest is 4th.
Yeah, exactly. 5th for the first 2, and the rest of the 4th. Very good. Let's do it one more time here. I'm sure we can get this at a 7 or an 8. No problem.
I just do it 0.75.
Okay. fourth string.
I can't remember what.
Listen to it. Listen. The D minor's coming up in just a moment. Falling behind here.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was getting. I don't.
Well, so we can see that the picking hand is actually having the most trouble here.
Yeah, I don't know why I was. I somehow thought like, oh, if I go to the first, then I do it the first again, and that's not right. So that's what was screwing me up.
Well, it's a picking exercise, so it's it's supposed to challenge your pick a little bit. The hands don't really do too much, so it's really just about getting the pick to move properly. And
Right.
you just got to understand that the picking is difficult. It's not like it's about equal in terms of difficulty and trying to get the pick to being good as it is to get the left hand being good. About
Yeah.
equal difficulty. And if you haven't worked too much on your pick, which we've done a little bit, but when you start working more on your pick, you'll start to realize the pick is actually pretty weak.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of accuracy. This hand, the left hand, requires more strength.
Right.
So, that was okay. I mean, I can give you about
Yeah.
6 on that.
I can do it again.
You want to try it again?
Yeah, I'll do it again.
Let's see if you could try it again here with the same speed, you know. good. Yeah, I'd still say it's about a 6 year. It just needs a little bit of the left hand now sort of needs to be a little bit more in place sometimes and pick, just a little bit more accuracy there, the issues and stuff. All right. Let's let me go ahead and just take a quick minute here. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. And we'll be right back. One of the good ways to practice this is about strumming each chord, right? Like if you just strum the chords, you'll start to feel like, hey, which hand needs more work? Can I strum this pretty easily? Do you want to try strumming through these? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and switch 1, 2.
Just one strum or?
One strum on each, right? Well, you got to go through all the iterations of each chord.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Now hearing the first string here on this one.
Because I thought that, so the second one is the first string up, right?
What's up?
Because it's D minor, so one's up.
I barely heard it there.
Okay, so.
There you go, yeah.
Okay. Then the second one is, and the third one is.
Doing good.
Then.
Yeah, I'm listening for the first string mainly because that's the one that changes, right? So I want, if I'm strumming that, I'm gonna accent the first string. I'm gonna strum the rest, but I'm gonna make sure I flick that first string just a little bit harder so you can hear it over the rest of the notes. What was that?
There we go.
Let's try the F one more time.
Oh shit! Wait. Here.
Still doesn't quite sound right. So this is the F over here. 1, 1, 2, 3. You did that one correct, right? Okay, that's good. And then we just take the index finger and put it in there. We're still gonna need 3 notes here, though. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Why don't you just add the pinky in?
The 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
It should be on the first string. I think that was right. It's on the first string. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, and then you just go back to normal. Okay. And then how about the B minor? You got this one, right? Sounds like there's a lot of strings being strummed there. Are you strumming only these 4?
Yeah, I'll do it again.
That sounds good. Good. Okay, and then the D was easy there at the end. Nice, okay. So just kind of, checking to see, basically if you have the chords correct. By doing the strumming, you can identify whether you have the chords proper and whether you can, hear all the notes in there, right?
Right.
And then you can go back and do the picking stuff. But anyway, let's go on to the music theory stuff now.
Okay.
So the first chord here is going to be an A minor, correct?
Yes.
We know that it's been established. Well, my question is, what are the 3 notes in the A minor chord? Now, these numbers that you see on the screen may give you a little hint. These numbers here, I mean.
I think it's G, B, E. No, sorry, E, A. Oh, B, B.
Well, let's look at this. It says chord structure, right?
So open A, D, for the second, on the third string.
What's
that D? Is that D, the D string? I go.
Um, okay, let's restart this. So we're playing Hangman here. We're playing a little Hangman game, right? You see
Okay.
these three little dashes right here?
Yeah.
I want to know what notes go into these. So it's like this. It's 1, 3, flat, 5. And these are the three notes. Let's take a look at the chord structure, right? All right, every chord is going to have three notes. Well, let's just say every basic chord has three notes in it. Okay?
Okay.
And sometimes that 3 is going to be, a flattened 3. But anyway, the chord structure is 1, 3, 5. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what 3 is. 3B is.
Okay, so think about it. If A is 1, what's 3? Try counting up the letters.
1, 2, 3. Is that
A.
Oh, the letters A,
B.
A, B, C.
C. Okay, there we go. So C is the 3. And then how about 5?
C, E.
All right, so those are your 3 letters in your A chord. A, C, and E. Okay. Now, what if, and we can actually double check that by taking a look at what are you actually playing here? Like this 1 right here, what note is that? That's the one that we're going to be changing here, right?
That's A.
Are you sure?
Is that A? E. I'm sorry, E.
Are you sure about that?
So,
This is the 1 on the B string, right? Yeah,
C?
what string? Yeah, it's C notes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what if we turn that C note into a 0? What does that now become? What's the letter?
So open
Open
D.
D. Which string is this? Do you know the letters of the strings?
Yeah, it's E, A, D, G, B, E.
Yeah, E, A, D, G, B, E. Correct. So if we're playing this string on a 0, what letter is that?
So it's B.
That's correct. It's
B.
B. All right.
Yeah.
Now, if we were to write up here, let me actually get like another document. This will make a little more sense. You know what? I'll just use Notepad because otherwise there's all that BS in the way. All right. So the first chord we had was A, C, E. That's going to be our A minor chord. Minor. Very nice. Now, we have, 2 slots. We already established that one of these is going to be a B. Well, where does the B go?
I think it's the second one.
It's the second one. Okay, great. So now we have a B right here. And then what's the third one? Has it changed?
No, it's E.
It's still an E. Very good. Okay, so now we kind of have this new chord, and we're going to have to give it a name. Well, over here on the right, I've given you some different chord formulas, or different names of chords. And one thing that we have to think about is what are the numbers that we're playing with here? We're going to call these, I'm just going to call it a 1, 3, 5 to keep things, well, I guess 1, 3, 5, 5, but we're going to keep it at 1, 3, 5 to keep it simple here. If we were to number these, this would still be a 1, right? What would this number be?
2.
Okay, what would this one be?
Same.
All right, great. So now we have a formula of 1, 2, 5 instead of 1, 3, 5. Therefore, when we take a look over here, which chord is associated with the number 2?
Suspended?
The suspended, right. So if we were going to give this a name, have you ever heard of the chord
A sus?
A sus what?
I want to say 7?
Not 7. Where did the 7 come from?
I don't know. I was guessing.
What number do you think might be the right one? Notice there's only 2 of them, right?
Yeah, 2, 4.
Right, so which one?
2?
A sus 2, because we're playing around with the 2. We added a 2 into this chord, and we substituted that 3 for the 2. And, we just call it an A sus 2 chord. So, there you go. Now, for the next chord over here, well, again, we're playing with that same string, right? So it turns from a 0 into a
3.
Yeah, and now, what is this letter that we got here? We still got the A, right? And then, what letter is that?
Is it C?
It's not a C. This one was C over here, right?
1, 3. Was it?
The 1 was a C, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
So what would this one be?
3 B?
Well, B would be 0.
3 is...
Let's try that out. Well, let's think logically. 0 was B, right? 0 was B. 1 was C.
D?
D is correct.
No.
D is
D,
what
yeah.
the 3 would be. Notice there's going to be a space, like 2 spaces in between the C and the D. It's not going to be only 1 fret apart. Okay, some of the notes are going to be like 2 frets apart, and some of the notes are only 1 fret apart. You know about that?
I am now.
Yeah, so E and F, they're 1 note apart, so they're really close together, E and F. B
Okay.
and C are also 1 note apart, but everything else is 2. So if you're ever trying to figure out what the next letter is, it's probably a 2. Very rarely is it going to be a 1. It's only going to be E to F or B to C, and that's it.
Okay.
Only 2 out of the 7 letters are 1 space apart. Anyway, so now we've established it's a D note, correct? How about the other one right here?
The 2
The 2?
stays the same.
The 5, right? You mean
Yeah, the 5, yeah.
Okay,
D,
so
yeah.
now what are the numbers? 1.
It's 1... 3? No. E's 4?
Yes, it's a 4. Very good.
E's 5, yeah.
All right. Now, A. Where's
A sus.
A sus. Very good.
2 again?
2. Where did the 2 come from? 2 is this one. See? So what's this one?
So A sus 5.
A sus
Minus.
5. Minus? There shouldn't be any minuses in there.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
So we're matching
Sus
this up,
5
right?
is... Yeah.
We have this 2 in there, it becomes an A2. If we have a 4 in there, it's going to become an A.
Five is...
Are you trying to subtract things from somewhere?
No, I'm just trying to... I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, so one more time. Here's a 1, 2, 5. It becomes an A sus 2 because there's a 2 in it. We're labeling the ingredient that we put into the chord. If it's a 1, 4, 5, it's going to be an A sus. Which ingredient did we put in?
We put in D.
Right, what number though?
It's 4.
Okay,
A sus 4?
A sus 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Nice. Once you start seeing how this works, it's going to be pretty easy. Now, we're done with the A's. Let's head over to the C's over here.
Finally.
Yeah. So here's the C. Now we got to know what are the 3 letters in C. Again, we have our 1, 3, 5 formula. What does that help us with? 1, 3, 5. Keep in mind this is the 3 flat over here. Guess we can do it like that. All right. Now, by the way, yeah, okay, we'll talk about that later. So, just count the letters. C is 1.
A? Oh, I'm sorry. A. C. C, C? Is that possible? A is 1.
Nope, A is not
B is
1
2.
anymore. C is 1 now.
Oh, C is 1. C, D. C, D, E.
E would be correct over here.
G?
C, E, G, exactly. So the thing is, every time we sort of establish a new 1, we're allowed to establish a new 1.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, very good. So now we have our C, E, G, 1, 3, 5. There we go. And we're going to call this the C major chord, right? Good. Now, for the next one here, we have to kind of think again, what is this note that we're playing with?
There's a G note, but now it's open.
I'm not sure if that's a G.
Oh, C. C, I see. Okay.
That used to be a C note, right? That's the C
Now
note.
it's open.
Now it's open. So what letter is it? What's the second string?
G, B.
B. So now we've thrown a B into the mix. In fact, we replaced the C with a B, right? What should I be writing down here? Does that mean that this C goes away, that it becomes a B here? Well, remember what I told you about?
C is 3. So B, yeah, it would be B.
It would be?
Wouldn't it?
Okay, well, what about the other notes that we have? Let's try to figure out what the other notes are as well, because we have a B. What about the E? Where's the E? Do you see an E anywhere in here? Well, what's this string? This string is a 0, right? So
Yeah.
what string is that?
G.
Okay, very good. So we still have a G over there. How about this one? What's that one? This is on
D string. So
it's on the D string, right? So and then remember the whole thing about the
it's
spaces.
B?
A B.
I thought,
Remember the
yeah.
whole thing about like the spatial distance? If you have to jump,
0.
leapfrog over that fret, so you jump 2 frets, and then you arrive to the next letter. So if we started on the D, which was 0, you jump 2 frets. Now you're
So
at
it's
the
B.
letter B.
2 frets up or back?
2
Back or
frets?
forwards?
Well, this is
Forwards.
from 0 to 2 is forwards, right? So from
Okay.
D, you go to the
C,
next
D,
letter.
F.
Well, it's not an F because you have to jump 2 numbers to get 1 letter. You see? 2 numbers, 1 letter.
Okay, so you jump.
From D, you go up 1 letter.
2. My brain's swimming.
From D, you go up 1 letter to the next
Oh,
letter.
E.
E. Right. You're gonna need two numbers to go up 1 letter. You see what I mean?
Okay.
So from 0 to 2, that's
2 is 2 numbers, then 1.
2
Okay.
numbers equals 1 letter
Yeah.
most of the
Okay.
time. All right. So we now have an E note in there. Okay. Well, what's this 3 doing over here? What letter is that? Remember, this is on the A string, so just kind of think about that. A. You got 3 notes up.
So 3 notes, A, B, C. So D,
Well, it's not a D.
2 notes. 3 notes up would be, so it was an A,
A.
B, C, D.
Nope.
Does the A count as a 1?
A is gonna be 0, correct?
Uh,
Remember the whole rule about 2 numbers for 1 letter. So now if you go up to B, what number is it? It's a 2, right? 0, 1, 2.
C is 3.
C would be 3, correct? Because it's only 1 space. That's the one situation. So C is a 3. So we actually have a C here. Again, there's another C in this chord. You see that? Well, now we have to rearrange these letters because I just put them down based on what we were thinking about. But what should be the 1? We still want a 1. So what should be our 1? We're still playing, like, which chord should we, what chord are we playing?
C.
Playing C chord. So what should be the 1?
C.
Okay, very good. So our C has now been removed from our list of options here. Now, how about the rest of the letters? How can we put this together? What's next in the alphabet?
Going forward is D. So
Well,
D.
we only have these 3 letters available.
So E.
E. Next one.
G.
G. And then the next one.
B.
Very good. So now let's try to put these in terms of numbers. 1,
3.
3,
5.
5,
And 7.
and 7.
Oh, no.
Very good.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, because it wraps around.
Right.
All right. So now, what we need to do is try to figure out which C chord do we call this? A C what? Let's look over here and see if you can try to figure out what 7, what do we call a 7?
There's a min 7, major 7,
That's right.
dominant 7.
There's 3 types of 7s. Which one is it is the question. Well, which one do you think it might be? Consider that a 1, 3, 5
is a major,
is a
so
major
minor.
1, 3, 5 plus 7 equals. Keep in mind that a 1, 3 flat 5 is a minor. Do we have a 3 flat?
No, dominant 7.
Well,
it
could be a dominant 7, but the difference between a dominant
major 7, because there's an extra. I'd say major 7.
Well,
yeah.
The thing is, by the 1, 3, 5, we can establish it's not the minor 7, correct?
Right.
So it's either going to be a major 7 or a dominant 7. The difference between the major 7 and the dominant 7th is the position of the 7.
Okay.
All right. Now I should actually mark this over here like this a little bit. Now this thing is. There's 3 kinds of 7s. The minor 7th is going to have a 7 flat. Just like when we were taking a look at the minor over here, it has a minor 3rd, so this one's going to have a flat 3, flat 7. If we go into the major 7, it's just a regular old 7 over here. A major chord with a regular 7.
Okay.
What do you think the dominant 7 is going to be? A major chord with the... Let's just take a guess here. It's still a major chord, just giving you that.
7.
It's going to have a 7 flat here. Okay, so the difference between a major 7 and a dominant 7 is the major 7 is a major chord with a regular 7. The dominant 7 is a major chord with the 7 flat.
So what's the difference between a minor 7 and a dominant 7? Because they both have the same.
Right, this has to do with the 1, 3, 5. This is a minor chord.
Okay.
Right, and these two are both major chords. It's just that this one has a 7 flat and this one has a regular 7. And in the minor chord, if we put a regular 7, I don't think that sounds very good. I don't think that's a very normal chord. They're just basic chords that are like basic and universal, and then there's like other weird chords that you can just kind of like make up and have really weird names. They have really weird sounds and they're not very common. So of course there's more chords than this, but these are the most common chords, so we're just going to kind of just take a look at those.
Okay.
So where were we on the notes here? So we established that this is going to be a C what chord?
Dominant 7, I believe. Or...
All right.
Yeah, I'm going with dominant 7.
Well, notice the 7 here for the dominant 7 is a 7 flat. Is this one a 7 flat? Well, how do we know?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm a little confused.
The 7 versus a 7 flat means, do you know what a flat is in music? Sharp and flat?
No.
All right, well, let's just say that, I'll put it up here. Think of a sharp, think of a sharp as kind of like a plus sign. And think of a flat as kind of like a minus sign, right? So if we sharp something, we're adding 1. If we flat something, we're subtracting 1. Plus 1 and minus 1. That kind of makes sense there?
Yeah.
Right. So if I say it's a 7 flat, what that means is we take the regular 7 from the scale, all right, and we know that this B, well, how many spaces is it away from the C?
1.
It's only 1 space. So based on that, that's the normal 7. If this was a B flat, then it would have 2 spaces away from the C. You see? Because now we subtracted 1 from the B, made it a B flat, and now it's like 2 spaces away from C. You see what I mean?
I think so.
So in order to have a 7, we have to keep it a normal B. Now it's still there. It's just the 7, 1 space away from C. I know that this is a little weird at the moment, but the more times that you sort of see this in context, the more it'll stick. So for now, we've sort of established that we have 1, 3, 5, and 7. Those are the correct numbers. So we know that this is it a major or a minor chord?
Major.
Major chord. So it has to be one of these two. Now, what's the 7 look like? What's the 7?
So it's C major 7?
C major 7 is correct. Okay. So it's just a C major chord with a 7 added in.
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
The thing is, you kind of have to just kind of remember, what are these things labeled? What's these combinations of like 1, 3s, 5s, and whatever other number you want to throw in there? And it's very simple, because we have a 1, 3 flat 5 turns it into a minor, and a 1, 3, 5 makes it a major. And if you have anything else, then it's going to be like, well, if you play around with the 2s or a 4, they sort of have their own assigned category of notes. If you play around with 2 and 4, it's a suspended. What other numbers do we have? Like, let's take stock of what numbers we have available. I mean, we're already using our 1, our 3, and our 5 to make the normal chords, so we don't have to worry about 1, 3s, and 5s have been taken out, right? So the only thing we have left is the 2, 4, 6, and a 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we could just kind of categorize these as 2s and 4s are suspended.
Right.
And the 6s are just, you know, they're just a 6 chord. There's
right.
nothing too much about that. And the 7th, there's just the 7th chord. There's 3 kinds of 7s. And what if you go higher than that? You go to 9s and 11s.
Let's add 9 and 11.
Add 9, add 11. And what about the 10? The 10 is actually the same as a 2. Or is that right?
Oh.
Yeah, it's the same as a 2. So at that
suspended.
point, they repeat. The only thing that doesn't repeat is the 13s and the 15 and the 17. And these are just like 9th chords, 11th, 13th, 15th, 17th. Right? So,
right.
And it starts with 7 here, I guess. We could say 7 because that's the same thing. These things tend to just keep going. So the only notes that are really anything that's really weird is suspended. And, I mean, the 6th, again, is you can just throw it in.
6 is 6.
Whatever.
It's a 6, yeah.
It's a 6 chord. So, that's it. You know, there's really only 3 kinds of chord. There's a normal chord, there's a suspended chord, and then there's like an chord. An nth chord.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the next chord here, and we'll finish these C's, and then I think we'll probably call it a day here. I got another student pretty soon. So
Okay.
the next C, we have to take stock of what the letters are that we're playing with, because we still have the 3 previous letters from before, which I'll give them to you, are going to be our C, our E, and our G. The only thing that's changing here is this note, which we established before was... Which letter was that? I have to think about it again.
Yeah,
D is correct, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Was that right?
Okay.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I believe so. I said D. No, I didn't say D.
Because the 0 is B, the 1 is C, and the 3, we jump 2 spaces now. We get to the letter D. So there you go.
Okay.
What's the order that we should put this in?
D. No, sorry. C.
C, E. Okay, C. And then
C, then. Because 0 is open.
It doesn't.
G. C, G.
It doesn't have anything to do with this thing here, the order that's there. It has only to do with like what's over here.
I mean, because it could be just C, E, G, D. That could be that.
Yeah. Okay, and here's the why. Because this D, why doesn't this D go here? Why? We're supposed to put it in alphabetical order. What's wrong with that? Here's the thing. It's supposed to be in alphabetical order, but it's also supposed to be in the pitch order. Okay? Pitch order is really the true thing that you're supposed to do. Generally, alphabetically. Okay, so the pitch order is more important than the alphabetical order. That makes sense? What's the pitch of this C? The C is here. That's the lowest pitch. That note goes first. This one's the next lowest pitch. That's the next note. That's the next lowest pitch. That's the next lowest pitch. Highest pitch, really. So this pitch has to go last in the order. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is the lowest, next. So we have a C, E, G, and a D. What chord is this now? Well, you gotta take a look at the numbers. What are the numbers?
It's still C.
1.
1, E is 3.
3.
G is 5.
5.
2.
Well, it can't be a 2 because if it was a 2, it'd be here. So it
Okay.
has to be
Oh,
something
7.
else. It's not a 7 because B was 7.
It's B7. B7.
What's next?
9. 9.
I do believe
Wait,
9
okay,
is
B7.
correct.
B7.
9 is correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
It's 2 spots away.
So now we have one of these other chords over here.
C add 11. C add 9.
I do think it might actually be a C add 9. Could be correct. Right. I can't, there's a rule for this. I can't quite remember exactly what it is. I have to sort of research that again and add it in the notes here. C add 9. I do think that's the correct term for this. So we're gonna go ahead and leave it like that, right?
Okay.
All right. So now you're starting to see how this works. It's just like 1, 3, 5, and then what's the other thing we throw in there that helps you make the chord? Interesting, right?
Yeah.
We'll keep going with this next time. I'm gonna have to run here though, yeah?